Hello,
and welcome to
totally
Totally
booked
Right
right
Now.
now.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Yay,
Yeah,
I'm ready.
me too. I'm so
I'm
ready.
excited.
I know.
Yay. Okay, well, this episode we are continuing with A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is chapters 43 through 51. So it's the final part of part 2, The House of Wind.
Mm-hmm.
Turns
Yeah.
out this book is really long.
Really long and so detailed.
And there's a lot of information in it. It's weird.
Yeah.
So yes, without
So
further ado.
we're doing our due diligence and getting into all the
Yeah.
nitty gritties.
No stone left
To remind
unturned.
ourselves and you before October what's happening.
I know. I think we need to have a serious conversation about if that's possible.
I know. I don't know if it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's well,
Yeah.
it's fine. We'll definitely
Yes.
finish these books. I just don't know if we'll get
Yes.
Crescent City done in time. Which doesn't really matter for you because you've already read it, but I still need to.
We
read
just
it.
might not record it. I may
Yeah.
encourage you to read. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
I would
It's
encourage
important
the
that I
reading.
know.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
Don't you worry about it, listeners.
Yeah.
Everything will be fine. Don't worry about
It
us.
will.
Okay. I said without further ado, and then we adoed. So time to start. Rhys and Feyre leave the Court of Nightmares and winnow to a moonlit mountain lake ringed in pine trees. Rhys apologizes to Feyre. He's really upset and shaking. He says, I shouldn't have let you go, let you see that part of us, of me. He didn't want her to come to the Court of Nightmares. Feyre's feeling a little off balance and doesn't know what to think about everything that just happened.
My God, Feyre, just please attempt to process
don't freak out.
things. I know. Just like she doesn't know what to think about what happened, but just try. Just try to process because you freaking lash out. Because what ends up happening is you don't process anything and then you get upset over things and just use some logical thinking, please. I was thinking about it. I was like, avoidance should be Feyre's middle name. Feyre, avoidance, Cursebreaker, Archeron.
Yes, 100%. And I did recently find out that I have an avoidant personality, so I should be nicer to Feyre, but alas. So all of this had been Feyre's choice, though, to go to the Court of Nightmares. She knew Rhys was going to be cruel there. It's very important to her, as we know, that she's able to make choices or feel like she has the ability to decide what she's going to do. Feyre is like, please don't start protecting me like that. She thinks about Tamlin's rage problems, but Rhys is adamant. He will never lock Feyre up or force her to stay behind. But Keir crossed the line and Rhys acted on instinct. It's difficult to keep track of all of Feyre's trigger words, but instinct is another one because Tamlin always talked about that. Tamlin used his instincts as an excuse to protect and hide Feyre away. So she lashes out and is like telling Rhys he should have prepared himself better. He seemed just fine but Rhys interrupts saying he will kill anyone who harms Feyre. He will kill them slowly. Burn it down, Rhys. Burn it down. Feyre can hate him for it, whatever. And now Feyre is starting to get upset, starting to feel insecure about what just happened in the throne room, thinking it felt a little too real for her and probably not for him. Oh my God.
Or you could just talk about it. Miscommunication.
I know. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah.
She just doesn't want Rhys to shut her out or lock her away because of threats. And Rhys is like, excuse you, I'm not Tamlin. I will never be him or act like him. Tamlin locked Feyre up and let her wither and die. It's like, stop comparing Rhys to Tamlin. And yeah, I was like, yes, 3 snaps in Z formation. This shuts Feyre up for a second. She's like, oh, fuck, I have been comparing them. I almost wouldn't say, I wouldn't even say she's comparing them. She's like trying to equate them.
Right.
In her mind.
Or she's kind of being like, I've seen this behavior and I'm just assuming that you're going to also do it. Right. It's not even a comparison. It's like she's making decisions or she's anticipating his thoughts and actions based on her previous experiences with Tamlin, which I don't understand because Rhys has already proven that he is not like him in so many.
I was
Gosh.
thinking about this a lot, actually, and I'm
Okay.
so glad you
Okay.
said this because you,
Yeah.
like, literally, I was agreeing. Like, Rhys has never given Feyre any reason to think that he would do that.
Mhm.
But I think that Feyre's time with Tamlin was very traumatic. Like, it doesn't surprise me that she does, because I was also thinking about this. You know, like, back in the day, when you'd go out with your friends and men would hit on you, buy you a drink, and then as soon as they found out you weren't interested,
They would
the
snap. Tone would
the
change.
switch would
Mhm.
flip. Now you're ugly. They didn't want to date you anyway, blah, blah, blah. To this day, that hasn't happened to me in years, right? Still, anytime I fight or get like in a little altercation with a man, I expect him to flip the switch and it
Yeah.
to do that. And I mean, I rationally am like, that's not going to happen.
Right.
And but that's my initial like, when is he going to call me ugly? So like the fact that, you know what I mean? And that's been years,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's been great. So I can understand like where Feyre
It's
is coming from, but also
there's
that
a
took me a long
pattern,
time.
right?
Right, right, right. But I was also like, just reading this straight through, right? Because you're trying to get to the end. Like, I spent
Mhm.
a lot of time thinking about this and analyzing it. So I feel like we're not on the same journey as Feyre necessarily.
Yes.
We're not actually privy to all of her thought processes. And that
Yeah.
just makes her annoying. I can't understand like where she's coming from on the initial breeze through read.
Mhm. And
So
to also we've talked about this a couple times, but just in this as well, we do have to remember she is 20.
yes, I know. I keep reminding myself about that too.
She's 20. And I think the snap judgments,
Yeah.
the judgment that would happen with other people at that age, or just when
Yeah.
you have big feelings, it's really hard to know how to express those big feelings. So
Yes.
Feyre, oh my gosh,
Right.
it's just hard because I think that we still equate her, so still being like mentally strong for kind of what she already has gone through. So then to see this type of alternate reality for her, like with her other emotions, like and I guess that's where
Yeah.
it's hard. She seemed really mentally strong. We know internally she's had some struggles with everything that has happened. It just seems like she still will take a couple steps forward, but then there's a few steps back. It's like, but then
Mhm.
I'm like, that happens with all of us, right? Like
Yeah.
when we're on our growing up journey where we are successful and we figure some shit out and then we really don't. And then we fuck something else up and we forget about all the things we
Right.
are trying to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so Rhys he tells Feyre, like, "Don't compare me to Tamlin. Stop comparing us." And this shuts Feyre up for a second. Rhys is like, "I know how it looks, okay? I'm Hades and you're Persephone."
Exactly. I was like, oh, we switched from Beauty and the Beast retelling to Hades and Persephone.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
100%. Rhys stole away the Bride of Spring, and it can only end badly for him, while Tamlin, Golden Boy hero, will get to keep Feyre. Feyre remembers Rhys telling her under the mountain, "The things I love have a tendency to be taken from me." So sad. But again, Feyre is just being reactive and too afraid something is about to change. She's like, "Well, what about my story? What about what I want?" "I don't know, Feyre. What do you want?" She's like, yeah. "What do you want?" Just like Allie in the Notebook, Feyre does not know what she wants, or she does, but she's too scared / in denial to admit it.
Agreed.
Mm.
100%. Yeah. When you put that in there, I was just thinking of Noah screaming at Allie, "What do you want?
Yes,
I
yeah.
don't
"What do you
know."
want?" Feyre cannot abide someone telling her things she doesn't want to hear. Feyre says, quote, "Perhaps I don't know what I want, but at least I don't hide what I am behind a mask. At least I let them see who I am, broken bits and all." Do you, though? You sure about that?
I don't think so.
Yes, it's to save your people, but what about the other masks, Rhys? What about letting your friends see your real face? But maybe it's easier not to, because what if you did let someone in? And what if they saw everything and still walked away? Who could blame them? Who would want to bother with that sort of mess? End quote. I have so much to say. How? First of all, how dare you? um, like, are you talking into a mirror, Feyre? You
Right.
humongous hypocrite. Like,
Mhm.
how could you? And then, like, again, like you said, she's the queen of avoidant behavior,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I know Feyre thinks she's a mess that doesn't deserve anyone. so what are we doing? I get it, like you're projecting. And
Yeah.
it's also semi-true for Rhys. Whatever. So like fine, that speech may be true. That last sentence though was like the low blow crossing the line. Who
Right.
could blame them? Who would want to bother? That was a jab and
Mhm.
just a confirmation of all of Rhysand's fears.
It is, and it's like Feyre has very little information yet to exactly what has happened to Rhys, not even just under the mountain, but his past, the 500 years before that. She
Yeah.
knows that he fought in the war. Um, I have a feeling, I mean, we've read this, but it might be a little bit more fucked up than maybe what she originally thought. And
Yeah.
you are projecting, and like you said, she hasn't dealt with her shit from under the mountain, and she had a significantly less amount of time there to have to uh, listen. I'm not saying you can't compare traumas, but I'm just
Right.
saying, like, you were there for 3 months, he was there for 50 years. Like, stop trying to one up him on like what I went through was worse than you kind of thing, when he hasn't even told you everything
Yeah.
that's happened yet. And to say that to him, like, you're a mess, you don't even know. You don't
Yes,
even
I
know.
know. Like,
Ah,
wow, you're both
yeah,
messes. I was thinking that same thing too and being like, okay, but there is also Rhys with 500 years of lived experience and
sure.
hopefully the ability and then little baby Feyre who's only 20. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that too. But going back to did you have anything else to say?
No, just
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, I know,
I
I know, I
feel
know.
so
And I was
bad for Reese. That's what the problem.
I know. I was like, how dare you say that to him? This was another thing that was bothering me about this whole part was that I think I said it earlier, like we're not really privy to actually all of Feyre's thoughts, it feels like. It
Mhm.
feels very jumpy in this section. Rhys says something, Feyre, whoa, like jumps to the where you're just like, what? How did you get there? Like that you got
Mhm.
so worked up. Um, and so I wish there was like, because also as the reader, it feels very obvious. Rhysand is just saying he wished hadn't seen him acting like that. He really did just behave like very violently, and
Mhm.
that would be disturbing to see someone injured like that.
And very much
Like
more like the mask or the role that he played under the mountain, where she didn't like him and she was
exactly.
afraid of him, and she didn't trust
Yes.
him, and it it could have been like a huge step back. Like it could have confused her even more to be like, who is the real
Right.
you now?
Yeah. And so then, like, Feyre never, again, never has a caveat ever to any of her thought processes. So I would have loved if, like, SJM could have been, if it would have been more like, I understand that Rhys is upset that I saw him acting like a monster and he's worried that I'm not gonna trust him. Like, I'm not scared of him. That actually I would have done the same thing if I had been in
Mhm. Right.
Rhysand's position.
Right.
That's not scary to me. What actually is scary to me is the thought that he thinks, like, Kier was a threat, and he thinks there's gonna be other threats against my life. The only way he can protect me is to lock me up like Tamlin.
Right.
And the panic kicks in, and so I lashed out. Like, she's not, like, we never get a rational, like, train of thought. Like, I could buy that. You tell me that? Sure. Then I can hear this speech and be sympathetic and understanding. We don't get that
And
from
it c
the
and it
author or from Feyre, like, so I'm just like, "God."
and that could have been her reasoning from to get to that point. It's just not
Right.
expressed that way. So it
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
makes you look at Feyre differently in the whole context of the situation. Like, it makes you mad at
Yes.
her on Reese's behalf
That's what I
instead of
said.
being like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're getting this from your point of view. Tell me more about exactly how you're actually
Right,
feel like,
right.
how'd you come to that conclusion?" Yeah.
Yes. So, like I've said before, I'll buy anything you can sell me. Feyre's not selling me, like, on her
Right.
how she gets to these things. So, like, that I think
Rationality.
that's, like,
Yeah.
the most annoying part about it is just, like, I feel like I can't relate because I'm just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" If I think about it and spend a lot of time, sure, I can, like, put the pieces together, but, like, who wants to do that kinda work?
I know.
You
I know.
know? Okay,
Mhm.
so those were all my thoughts, but I was like, "Wow, look at me analyzing stuff. I am so smart." Rhys, okay, we're going back to this. Rhys just got shit on. His feelings are hurt, and Feyre realizes she took it too far. Wow. Yeah. What do you know? Rhys has actual feelings, you piece of shit. And once again, you are not berating yourself after doing something that actually deserves it. That's another thing. She's like, whoopsie. No. Where are your 3 adjectives and then a sentence saying you are that thing? Asshole, jerk, hypocrite. That's what I was.
Stupid.
That cadence.
Ignorant.
Happens all the time. And yet, not here.
And I'll be honest, like, I legitimately hated Feyre here. Like, again,
Right.
just stop lashing out. And he's like, even right now, he's trying to apologize for the way that he acted. That's what he was trying
Right.
to do. And you are the one who's like, just being a bitch. And I don't want to be.
Right. Yeah, literally, he
Yeah.
was trying to be like, I'm really, I didn't want you to see me like that. And she's like, you know what? Like,
I'm sorry.
girl.
Wow, overreaction. Again, lashing out because
Right.
you can't deal with things. Yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, after I thought about it more and like saying all of that stuff, I'm like, oh, I feel better. If I were to go to reread those 2 pages, I would be just as mad as I was the first time I read it because it just doesn't feel like it
Right.
makes sense. So Rhys winnows them home to Valaris. Another loaded word, but home. Feyre is starting to think of Valaris as her home, even as she's still trying to fight it. Cassian, Azriel, and more are waiting at the townhouse. They want to know the tea about Kier and what he said to deserve his punishment. And Feyre goes out to the garden. She's waiting for Rhys outside, and she admits that she was awful. Thank you for saying that. And also, no, he does not come to you. The fact that you even thought, like, you need to go apologize to him. Get on your knees and grovel. Like,
it was not, he didn't need to go check on you. You needed to go to him after that conversation.
No,
Yes.
that's another like really immature, just like a reminder of how young and not world weary Feyre is. So Rhys told Feyre all those secrets about himself and vulnerabilities. She used them against him. Feyre knew saying that would hurt him. And Feyre knows she hadn't really been talking about Rhys. Oh, you think? She's like, maybe I'm the one who doesn't let anyone in. Wow, this is brand new information to me. Thank you for telling me that, Feyre. Feyre knows Rhys is nothing like Tamlin. Thank you. And in Rhys's place, she would have reacted similarly to Kier's words. Feyre also admits she's been using Rhys for a while now, flirting with him and stuff. Maybe they both need it to feel normal. So anyway, Feyre feels bad, but not bad enough, my opinion. Feyre just lashing out blindly at Rhys because of a perceived hurt when she actually knows a nothing. Feyre is finally admitting / realizing a lot of stuff here. She was jealous of Cressida and the smiles Rhys gave her. Even if Feyre slept with Rhys right now, he wouldn't think badly of her, and neither would his friends. Right, you said it before. Rhys is a gentleman. He loves you, okay? Feyre's ready to lay it all out there. She doesn't want to pretend. She wants to try to be something, whatever that may be. So obviously this will be scary, but Feyre is willing to try with him. And I was like, I will accept this as a first step. Thank you for coming to your senses. Whew, you're talking me away from the ledge. Feyre thinks about all the things Rhys has actually done for her. Finally. Rhys never comes out to the garden. Good for him, which she 100% deserves. Like, if he had come out, I would have been pissed. Why would she even think he'd come find her after that display? Rhys doesn't come to breakfast or lunch the next day. Feyre can't find him, and he doesn't respond to any of her magical notes. Feyre starts to get mad at him for ignoring her. Oh, a taste of your own medicine?
She deserves a lot. She deserves to have to wait a lot longer than just a day for him to want to respond. He could have never talked to her again after that. Like, it could have been strictly business and it would have been acceptable. Honestly, that was some.
Right. This is another thing too. I'm just not the same as Feyre. The fact that she starts to get mad at him for ignoring her, I feel like I would start to feel worse if he kept ignoring me. Right? Like, wow, this was actually really bad. I know I would have had the exact
opposite. Because she talks about writing him those letters and he just they go away and he never responds. They go away. I would have been like, I would have become increasingly desperate. My tone would have changed in the notes, because she talks about tries to like flirt. She tries to be bantery. She tries to like kind of apologize, but it's so lame compared to what he deserved. She deserved to wait to stew.
Right. She just has no idea. Maybe she's never gotten in a fight with somebody or had to apologize to somebody before.
True.
living with her,
Yeah.
crazy family and shit. And yeah, her and Tamlin never really, well, she only had one way to get out of fights with Tamlin too, so. Feyre goes to Amren's apartment. Amren tells Feyre Rhys is out hunting for whoever shot the ash arrows at them when they were on their way to the Night Court. Court of Nightmares. Seems like their enemies have a track on Rhys's magic, so he can't use his powers anymore. And the Inner Circle, minus Amren, is leaving Valaris in 2 days to go to one of the Illyrian war camps to wait for the queens to send word. They're going to leave after Starfall, which is Ninsar to the rest of the world. Ninsar is a minor holiday everywhere else. Literally, it's been talked about multiple times in the book, and Feyre always is like, this holiday, no one cares.
It means
It's
nothing.
just minor. But Starfall can only be witnessed at the Night Court, and it's celebrated instead. Then Amren tells Feyre that when Rhys came back after Amarantha, he was a ghost. Feyre made Rhys come alive again. Feyre doesn't want to think about that since she might have just ruined everything. No, sit with it, suffer. You deserve to be uncomfortable. Amren says they are lucky to have Rhys. Amren has never known a High Lord that dreams of peace, freedom, a world thriving and united, dreams of something better for everyone. Feyre knows Rhys thinks he's the villain, but she, quote, forgot to tell him the villain is usually the person who locks up the maiden and throws away the key, but Rhys let Feyre out. Okay. This makes me so mad. But hey, look at you. You're getting there. Okay, Feyre.
Really unfortunate timing for this realization after what you said to him, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Yes.
It's happening. Okay, Rhys continues to avoid Feyre, and she continues to try to write him notes. She tries to rile him up, but nothing. Feyre's guilt starts to shift to anger. She's like, is this punishment? Do people not get a second chance when they piss you off? And she calls him a hateful coward. Literally, how dare you? Grovel forever. You didn't piss him off. You wounded him deeply. That's very different. Like more deeply than you could possibly realize because you literally know nothing about anything about anyone anywhere.
And I would also argue that this is much past her second chance. She's done a lot of shit to him.
Yeah.
Up until this point, she's said hurtful things and he's still helping her.
Yeah.
Get yourself together, Feyre.
Right. This is not the right reaction.
Trying to antagonize him was the go-to.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Her letter to him finally vanishes, but he doesn't write back. Yeah, left her on red.
Yep. Sit and spin on that cactus, Feyre. Sucks to suck.
God. What an image. Okay. So Feyre gets all ready for Starfall, and she looks like a beautiful fallen star. Her dress does sound really beautiful.
Very
it's
pretty.
Sparkly and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Feyre's filled out again since her nightmares have stopped and she doesn't throw up every night anymore. Cassian, who also cleans up nicely, flies Feyre up to the House of Wind, where there are crowds gathered on the many balconies and patios. All the lights are out in Valaris. Feyre finds Mor at the party and notices Asriel checking Mor out. No one will tell Feyre what Starfall actually is, but Amren isn't at the party because something about Starfall disturbs her. You have a theory. Lock it up.
Yeah.
Mor is acting a little strange, and Feyre chalks it up to Mor being nervous to have to return to the Court of Nightmares again to check on her father's recovery. Or maybe you're worried that your friends are going to find out that you're a betrayer. I don't know. We have no evidence really of this, but Mor, just my sneaking suspicion.
Mm-hmm.
Mor tells Feyre more about when she and Cassian slept together when Mor was 17 and Cassian was barely a year older. So long ago. Like so long ago, how can you even remember? I can barely remember last week. And she's like, wow, yep. Remember like yesterday. Like 500 years?
Maybe there was a reason it was memorable. Wink. I don't know. But it was also her first time. So
yeah, no.
It was, well, I think for maybe both of them, if I'm remembering correctly. But
yes. I mean, and it was tied to a lot of traumatic. I'm sure they remember, but it just seems crazy to think back that long ago. This is not really new information, but we learned that Rhys and Cassian fought afterward just because of the danger Mor was now in. Rhys was mad at Cassian for doing that. Mor has never touched Cassian again. She didn't like the rift it caused between the Bat Boys. Mor and Cassian have had other lovers in the last 500 years. Feyre, don't worry about unrequited love. Like, I think they're probably moving on. Cassian just wants what he can't have. Rhys makes his appearance at this point, agreeing with Mor. He like comes from behind. He's here. Immediate tension, and Mor leaves him alone. She's like, bye. Rhys also looks hot, of course. Duh. Feyre and Rhys almost get off on the wrong foot, but Feyre woo-saws herself, and Rhys says he wasn't punishing Feyre. He just needed time. Starfall begins. A star, brighter and closer than Feyre has ever seen, vaults across the sky and disappears over the horizon. Everyone cheers and drinks. Then another star and another until the whole sky is filled with them, like living fireworks. So beautiful. Then dancing starts, and Feyre watches from the sidelines as Mor dances with Cassian and Azriel. It's been 50 years since they've all celebrated Starfall together, and with the impending war and Mor's impending hideous betrayal, the trio is dancing together. Like, it might be the last time they ever do it. Dance, that is. Rhys and Feyre go to a small private balcony alone. Feyre apologizes to Rhys and says she meant those things more about herself than him. Thank the cauldron.
Just a slow clap for Feyre there. Good job, girl.
Never thought I'd see the day. Thank the cauldron. But Rhys says he stayed away because Feyre was right. Feyre's watching the falling stars. Yeah.
No, Feyre was not right.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay, but again, she was projecting a lot, and
Yeah. I mean, she's right about both of them.
Yeah,
I guess. Rhys didn't deserve to hear that, but we're not in that way. Feyre's watching the falling stars and realizes they're actually spirits on a yearly migration somewhere. They'll keep coming until dawn, or at least Rhys hopes so, since there were less and less of them the last time Rhys witnessed Starfall before Amarantha. No one knows what's happening to the spirits or why they keep coming back. Maybe they'll keep coming back until there's only one star left, and that star will keep making the trip forever, hoping that eventually another star will find it again. Sad thought. I wonder who else might feel this way and relate to the stars. Rhys tells Feyre that every year on Starfall, Amarantha kept him busy all night. Just an extra insult, since she knew what that holiday meant to Rhys. He got through it by thinking of his friends, that they and Valaris were safe, and that's another reason Rhys is up here with Feyre. They don't know what Amarantha did to him on Starfall.
This made me incredibly sad. I'm pretty sure while I was reading this, even the fourth time through that I've read this book, I cried here at this part. Like, he doesn't want his friends to know exactly how much messed up stuff happened, because he doesn't want them to feel any more guilty about what he went through and that they weren't there with him to be by his side to do it. And I'm just so incredibly sad. So yeah.
Poor baby.
Poor
Yeah, Rhys.
I know.
He doesn't want to ruin the vibe. It's a party. Feyre's like, they're your friends. They'd help you. Oh, the same way Feyre relies on others to help her with her own troubles. That's what he says to her. Touché, douchebag. The tension is tensioning. They're happy with each other again. Feyre turns toward Rhys, and bam, she's hit by a kamikaze star spirit, gets splattered with its neon guts. Then Rhys gets hit with star guts. This is funny in a disturbing way. They both laugh. Real laughs, which who knows how long it's been since they've done that. We know for Feyre, it's been at least 6 months. They don't wipe off the guts because it looks cool. Feyre takes Rhys's hand and traces a star shape, like that looks like the actual spirit, not like just a star on the top of his palm with the shimmery guts. Like, what kind of horror movie are we in? When Feyre looks up, Rhys is smiling at her, and Feyre smiles back. Rhys can't believe it and whispers, "Smile again." Feyre has never smiled at him, ever, or laughed. I'm like, oh my God. And like, that's so it's so sweet and cute. Also, oh my God, I know. Feyre just painted on Rhys. So she smiles broad and without restraint, and he tells her she's exquisite. They play their little thought exchange game again from when Feyre first came to the House of Wind. If you will remember, she told Rhys 5 things and he only told 3. So Rhys owes Feyre 2. Rhys says 1. Rhys hid from Feyre these last few days because he was convinced she'd throw him out on his ass. 2. He wishes he could take back their kiss under the mountain because he didn't make it pleasant for Feyre. He was jealous and pissed off and he knew Feyre hated him. Stop it. Stop it right now.
Oh my God, I could not. Feyre, I know you're terrible at reading, but are you bad at math too? Because put 2 and 2 together right here, babe. Come on. Oh
I know, seriously. Like, that was your confession.
He's like,
girl.
I wish our first kiss. That is insinuating that he would like to kiss you more than just that one time.
Yeah.
He's saying he was bummed your first kiss. Like, come on.
Yeah.
God, dang it. Okay. I know.
Feyre realizes this is honesty and trust, and she's never had that with anyone. If you thought the tension was tensioning before, Feyre asks Rhys if he wants to dance with her. It's a very sweet moment. Rhys seems to be feeling a lot of strong emotions he's trying to keep in check. Feyre's like realizing as long as Rhys is with her, she's ready to face anything. Rhys had fought for her when no one else would, even herself. Rhys tells Feyre he is very glad he met her. And then they go down to the party and dance.
So cute.
They all dance. Yeah, I know. They all dance together all night long. All like Rhys and Feyre in the inner circle. And at the end, quote, I had let Rhys take me in his arms and dance with me slowly until the other guests had left. He was just so happy. It's like all of his dreams and thinking that like it's the first Starfall in forever. He's with his friends again. And this is probably the last night of, like peace they may have and stuff. And like there's about to be a war.
I know.
It's so sad.
And I'm imagining that like they're like slow dancing in this, like this is not what this scene actually looks like, but I'm like in this ballroom and it's just them and everyone's like asleep on these like chairs and it's just the two of them.
Kind
it's
of like it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that's how I'm imagining that. And I'm like, this is so romantic. I don't know how else to. It's so sweet. I love it so much.
Rhys flew them back to the townhouse and kissed Feyre's forehead before going to his room. Feyre waited for 30 more minutes, hoping for him to come back, but he didn't.
I think it was to not like overwhelm her. Like they just kind of got on better footing after their fight.
Yeah,
so I don't think that was a good time to push anything else. And I kind of brought this up the last couple episodes as well, but I really actually do think that he's reading her mind a lot more frequently or often than she's really aware of. And I think that he knows that she's still like having some of these conflicting thoughts. And I don't think he wants to pressure her or use an emotionally charged moment like they just had together to kind of like push things in the direction maybe he would like them to go, but they haven't yet. So, but it's so cute.
Yeah. Then the next day, tired, hungover, farewell lunch with everyone. Amren is staying in Valaris to continue working on the book, and Azrael is off to spy and infiltrate things. And Feyre is regressing. Feyre keeps calling herself a traitor because she has a crush on Rhys, and Tamlin exists. And Tamlin gave Feyre so much and had done so much for her family. Oh, hey, where was this type of talk when you were thinking about how you've been treating Rhys at the summer court? And again, after the Court of Nightmares, when you used all of his worst fears against him. Like, this is the thing that annoys me. Like, she only talks like this about other people. She never feels remorse or regret for how she treats Rhysand. It doesn't make any sense to me. And also, Tamlin, he gave you so much. Rhys has given you more stuff. And not just material things.
That's the whole thing. She's still so stuck on this material stuff. And I don't think it's fair to compare the monetary things that Tamlin provided for you versus the emotional support that you've received from Rhys.
Right.
Also, like, is it just going back to her being poor and growing up the way that she did, that she is just placing a lot more value on the money portion of things because that was what she really needed and was not focused on the emotional side of things, when really both of those things are extremely important in a relationship. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I really hate that she's so she gets so stuck on that part. It drives me freaking crazy. So
Right. And I mean, how long have you been here for? You've already
right.
thought through all of this stuff. Like you realize that you actually don't love Tamlin. Like you don't. So like, what are we doing?
I know you guys might
Yeah.
think we sound repetitive, but this is because this is what keeps coming up in the book. Okay.
Yeah, dude. And you like think you're like, wow, she's made some steps. And then she's like,
Yeah.
right. And also, I guess if you're like gonna really focus on material things and that's your most important thing too, you came to the Night Court with nothing. Rhys gave you, he did give you all these material things, and he also saved you from lots of different stuff. Like Tamlin's gifts to you and nice things he's done do not negate the abusive things he's done either. And it's like,
and you shouldn't compare the nice between the two of them either. It should. This is not a pros and cons list for you to make your decision on. I don't know.
Right. And like you broke up. You broke up with Tamlin. You don't have to feel guilty about liking somebody else. You're broken up. Like, what? Yeah.
And I would argue you didn't even really like him throughout your engagement. You were forcing it. You felt like it had to work.
Right.
Just
right.
Because you were the face of the people or, whatever. You were savior and
Yeah. And again, she's already had these conversations with herself. They realized they weren't right for each other. And maybe his actions and the things he's done to hurt me actually outweigh the good things. Like she's thought about all this stuff. And so I don't necessarily think, maybe this is exhibit C, that she believes this, right? Feyre's just talking out of her ass. Like she is trying to convince herself to feel this way when she doesn't truly. Like, I don't know why she's trying to cling onto this. And
is it just guilt? Does she feel like she still owes him kind of? Or, can I understand that you maybe had thought that this was where your life was going to go, that you were going to be with this person. And, that's not necessarily an easy thing just to drop and get over. And I'm sure it's very conflicting to all of a sudden maybe be having feelings for someone else that is considered an enemy, someone that you didn't trust before. Like, I'm sure it's conflicting. I'm sure it is. But why are we like still comparing the two of them when really that's not the issue? But maybe that's the only thing she can latch onto to try to like think it through in her brain also.
Right.
So
part of me too is like, is SJM trying to make Feyre more annoying when she talks about other males and not about Rhys? Like, is there a strategy to this? Like, what am I missing? I feel like I don't understand something. Like I'm not picking up what's being laid down. She's like a different person when she's interacting with Rhys than when she's interacting or thinking about other high-fae males. Like she talked this way about herself, about Tarquin, about Tamlin. She's never done this anytime she makes Rhys feel like shit. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Nope.
So if there's an interview out there, Sarah J. Maas discussing this, that'd be cool. Or if somebody smarter than me has analyzed this and knows, please tell me. So anyway, Feyre's annoying us again. More Feyre, Rhys, and Cassian are now at the Illyrian war camp, and it's freezing cold, and Feyre won't shut up about being a traitor. This continues, right? This happened before they left. Now they're here. A traitor. I was like, you keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. Like, it's just a bizarre use of the word to me. Like, you break up with someone because you don't like them anymore and you call yourself a traitor. That's just weird. Doesn't make sense. Again, it's like Tamlin probably thinks you're a traitor. So you're calling yourself a traitor? Is that what it is? Like, you think that's how he's thinking of you? And so you are just being like, this is what it is?
But then why do you care? Because you broke up. You're allowed to move on after a breakup. Like, do you feel, and I almost was like, is this just weird because this confrontation or breakup, they haven't actually been in person with each other yet. They have not been face to face to kind of hash it out or kind of air their grievances. I don't know, but it's agreed. It's odd that it's traitor to who? Just Tamlin.
Right. Tamlin? You're not with Tamlin. What are you talking about? And even if you were with Tamlin doing this, call yourself a cheater. Don't call yourself a traitor.
Mhm.
that word doesn't even make sense to me. That's
Is
another
it
thing that, like, annoys me. It's so dramatic.
is it just because she knew Tamlin didn't like Rhys or that their families
Right, that's
feuded?
what
Like,
I'm
so
right,
but then
that's what
you're,
I'm
like, putting yourself in Tamlin's camp still by having that thought.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Again, or being like, "I'm sure Tamlin thinks I'm a traitor. Tamlin would call me a traitor if he knew what I was doing." Like that, you know what I mean? Like, but and also, who the fuck cares what Tamlin thinks? Um, but also when you said that they didn't break up in person, and I was like, that's just like the rest of their relationship too. They never
Mhm,
communicated about anything. You know, it's like Lucian would be like, "Tamlin's really sorry, Feyre. You really
mhm.
need to give Tamlin some grace." It's like, why can't Tamlin say this? So it makes sense that they didn't break up
In
in person.
person
They didn't have
either,
a
yeah,
conversation about it. It just happened.
yeah.
Um, Poof. Okay, Fira, shut up for a little bit. The Illyrian camp sucks. It's all bleak and crude and muddy, etc. Everyone is training and serious, just grumpy. Wah, poor little baby, Rhysand, Cassian and Azrael having to grow up here. Like that's I can't even imagine. Little Cassian having no clothes or shelter. And Rhys and Cassian have history with this warlord Devlin that is here. Devlin.
Fun.
Girls get to train at this camp, but Cassian has to constantly enforce the training first, chores second rule. Devlin, I'm sure you love that name.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't love that name, actually.
Okay, we're laughing because her husband's name is Devin. So
Devin,
close.
yeah,
My
yeah.
brother's name is Devin too. So, um, Devlin is kind of rude to Feyre, and Rhys tells Devlin she's mine. Rhys also establishes Feyre as powerful, basically, telling Devlin if he tries to hurt Feyre, she will hurt him back. Rhys then takes Feyre out to the woods to train, but all Feyre can hear in her dumb head is "she's mine," echoing against the steady beat of traitor, traitor. Right? Again, yeah, I'm starting to think it's more Feyre really wants to be that old version of herself that would never stray in her loyalty. She's like
Mhm.
loyal to a fault, like she was at the beginning of book one. So the fact that she doesn't feel that way about Tamlin, she's trying to pound it into her own head that she should feel that way. It's like maybe that's it. But it's driving me crazy, actually. Like I said it. I need someone to explain it to me.
I know. And you when you brought this up when you're bringing this up about her undying loyalty, you can when you look at it that way, you can understand her, like, rationalization for the way that she's thinking. I'm just tired of hearing about her backwards way of thinking about all
Right.
this. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we're exhausted, you know she's tired.
Yeah.
Poor, poor little fucked up Feyre. Rhys and Feyre are flying through the pretty mountains, and ooh la la, their bodies are all pressed together, but they're both trying to ignore it. Rhys starts telling Feyre about how they're trying to train female Illyrian warriors. Rhys banned wing clipping a long time ago, but some of the camps deep in the mountains still do it. So for the last 100 years, Cassian has been trying to build an aerial fighting unit of females, but it's slow going and still fighting a lot of misogyny, other bullshit. Devlin sucks, but he did let the Bat Boys take the blood right, which is some Bear Grylls / Hunger Games type shit where all the boys go into the woods with no weapons, magic, or siphons. Their wings are bound and they only have the clothes on their back. Whoever comes out after a week gets to move up from novice to true warrior. Rhys, Cassian, and Azrael were all dumped in different locations, but they fought their way to each other and obviously made it out of the woods. Rhys and Feyre land in a clearing. Feyre's going to practice magic, but Rhys still can't use magic because they don't want to be traced. Feyre isn't ready to practice yet, so she asks Rhys when he met Tamlin. Magic for answers, Feyre! So she makes a water butterfly, and Rhys says he got to know Tamlin at various court functions after the war. Tamlin's brothers sucked, but he was okay. Like decent. Rhys says Tamlin's brothers knew Tamlin would take the title one day, but I was confused about this because I thought Tamlin wasn't supposed to be High Lord. Like, didn't he say that in book one?
Yeah,
Like,
he did. And I think that when we learn a little bit about the lore of Prythian, um, the High Lord that takes over from their parents is based on strength, not the oldest born. So
yeah.
Tamlin may have expressed not wanting or expecting to be the High Lord, but I believe it was known within their family that he was the strongest and most likely he would be next in line, which is
Mm-hmm.
why he kind of stepped away and kind of avoided his brothers and his father a lot. I think that him and Lucian bonded a lot, because I think Lucian's brothers are very similar to like what Tamlin's brothers were like when he was younger. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder if too, like, maybe before the power manifested or whatever, he
Right.
was like, I wasn't expecting to be High Lord, and then
Yeah.
he started whatever, smelling like High Lord or whatever. Rhys felt bad for Tamlin and could relate to needing to prove yourself, so Rhys befriended him and taught him some Illyrian techniques. Tamlin's dad didn't like this, so Tamlin's father, brothers, and Tamlin came to the Illyrian wilderness, intercepted Rhys's mother and sister, and killed them. What? Like,
Yeah.
you want to talk about dramatic? That seems crazy. Just tell Tamlin he can't hang out with his friend anymore.
I know. All because two young High Lords befriended each other? Like, what the fuck?
It's crazy.
It's messed up. It is so messed up. Yeah.
So messed up.
Yeah.
Tamlin knew where Rhys's mom and sister would be from Rhys, because Tamlin knew Rhys had plans to see them. Rhys didn't meet them, though, like his mom and sister, because he was training new warriors and decided to stay in camp. You know, that fucking eats him up. Rhys was supposed to be there at the ambush, but wasn't, and the spring douches killed his mom and sister anyway. So they were trying to catch Rhys, I guess, but they killed his mom and sister because he wasn't there, which that fucking sucks. Feyre's brain has actually stopped working at this point. She simply cannot believe what she's hearing. Yeah, Feyre, look at you. You don't know.
Shit.
You don't know all this stuff. Rhys obviously has horrible guilt around this. It should have been him. Oh my God. Tamlin and his dad and brothers put his mom and sister's heads into boxes. What's in the box? And sent them down the river. Tamlin's father kept their wings as trophies and pinned them up in the studies. What the fuck?
Yeah, Tamlin's dad sucks. Sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, you know how I was talking about Maleficent before?
Yes.
Many episodes ago.
Yes.
The guy that stole Maleficent's wings also hung them up in his like study, or like in a little box. You know, he kept them.
A little shadow box.
Yeah.
A little memorabilia. Yeah.
Yep. She's reunited with them later. They come back to life. That's actually a good movie. You should watch it. Feyre hates like learning all of this, and she's mad. So she's now able to control her powers on a different level and realizes she can jump between powers and combine them, do all this fancy shit. All her little water animals she's been conjuring to get Rhys to tell her the story turned to ice. Rhys left some information out when telling Feyre about this under the mountain. Yeah, he's just like, Tamlin's dad killed my dad. Like, Tamlin's dad killed Tamlin's dad. Yeah. But the true story is Rhys went with his father to the Spring Court to avenge his mother and sister. Rhys killed Tamlin's brothers. He held their minds while he cut them into pieces and then melted their brains. 10 out of 10. No notes. Great punishment. But when Rhys got to the High Lord's bedroom, his father had killed Tamlin's father and mother, even though he had sworn to Rhys he wouldn't do that. Then Papa Rhys went to Tamlin's room. By this time, Rhys was done with killing, so he tried to stop his dad. Tamlin opened the door, saw them, smelled the blood, and immediately killed Rhys's dad. So then the High Lord power shifted to both Tamlin and Rhys at the same time, and Rhys ran away. Feyre did not know any of this, and Tamlin didn't even hint at what really went down. Feyre now feels extra bad that Rhys thought Feyre was comparing him to Tamlin ever. All this Tamlin talk and the fact that, I don't know, Tamlin was involved in cold-blooded murder get Feyre worked up enough that the clearing explodes into flame. Stuff is clicking. Feyre's like, no wonder Rhys loved fucking with Tamlin so much under the mountain and at the Spring Court. Maybe he's just using me to... No, stop it. She actually talks herself off of that like train of thought. She knows that's not true. Wow. Good job, Feyre. Woohoo! And now... Yeah, Feyre's powers are much more under her control. She realizes they all belong to her, as Feyre belongs only to herself. Her future is hers to decide and to forge. Wow, okay, don't make me like you, Feyre. This is some good shit right here. Feyre wants to know why Rhys didn't tell her all of this sooner. Rhys didn't want Feyre to think he was trying to turn her against Tamlin.
we've said this, but I really just need to reiterate how gentle Rhys is with her. He has so much of this shit that he could have just unloaded on her. And I mean, he's
Yeah.
500 years old. Of course, he has a lot of stuff that's happened to him. He's got a much longer history than her. But most importantly, he doesn't want to overwhelm her or make her feel like he's trying to manipulate her. I think that this slow release of information is so that he doesn't freak her out, and or she doesn't feel like she's trying to be manipulated by him, even though it's all the truth. He still isn't sure how much she trusts him. Also, just a super brief side note that I wanted to ask your opinion on. Do you think that in general, Rhys is worried no one ever truly believes him because of his mind powers? Like,
Huh.
he could always be being truthful and honest, and everyone will always think that it's just a trick or that he's controlling them.
Yeah, I never thought about that,
Yeah.
but that is a good point.
Yeah.
I
Just,
think that's definitely possible. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Just super side note about Reese because I think about
Yeah.
him a lot. So,
You think about him a lot.
Uh,
Yep. So after all of this, and Feyre's kind of in a good spot right now. I mean, I think she's feeling powerful. Feyre wants to paint again. It hits her. Woo, big day. Feyre tells Rhys she wants to paint him. And I was going to say, like one of her French girls, but Rhys beat me to it. And he says nude would be best as they leave the clearing. It's like, Rhys.
ah, you read my mind, Reese.
Yeah. um, so they're back at the Illyrian war camp. It's so cold there. But this is on purpose to make sure the strongest survive. The group is finishing up dinner, and as Feyre is heading upstairs, she hears Moore telling Cassian she'll be going to the Hewn City at some point tomorrow. That's the Court of Nightmares. Rhys follows Feyre up, and they are standing at their respective bedroom doors across the hall from each other. About to be annoyed again. Feyre's considering touching Rhys and kissing him. Feyre doesn't really want to examine this too much, though, even though things between them have never been normal, and she's always felt a pull toward him from the first moment they met on Calanmai. Oh, gee, I wonder why. Everyone just imagine Jim from The Office looking at the camera right now.
I know.
But Traitor is still bouncing around Feyre's head, and she goes into her room before Rhys can say anything to her. Honestly, thought we were past this after the revelations in the woods. What do you care about being a traitor? Now you know Tamlin just killed. I mean, I don't know if Tamlin actually did it.
Right.
But, and also, Tamlin tricked Feyre, manipulated her, got her to kill his friend so he could bring her to Prythian under false pretense, and then didn't even use her to break the fucking curse. So she had to go under the mountain and destroy herself. What are we doing?
Traitor, it should not even be in her vocabulary in relationship to Tamlin
Like,
anymore. I don't understand.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, like it just you keep using that word. Cut to Feyre and Rhys trekking through the woods for another training sesh. Rhys is a few hundred feet behind Feyre, carrying all her stuff. They're planning to spend the night out here at a nearby inn. Moore left this morning before Feyre woke up. Really? Do we know exactly where she went? I know she said she's going to Hewn City. Maybe she's going somewhere else. Using her own brand of fucked up deductive reasoning, Feyre has decided that she just wants fun and distraction from Rhys. It doesn't need to be complicated, and a purely physical relationship with Rhys doesn't feel like as much of a betrayal. I was crying actual tears of rage at this point. Like, what? A betrayal?
I know.
Feyre, you and Tamlin broke up. I don't understand.
I don't know who she's trying to convince that these feels that she's feeling for Rhys are just physical, nothing else. I know it's scary, but God damn it, figure your shit out, Feyre,
Right.
because I can't.
But it's you're
what?
just gonna
What?
But like you're just gonna feel like a traitor and you're betraying Tamlin like for the rest of your immortal existence. Like
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I don't get it.
I just don't get it. Like this is what makes me just okay. Okay, everything's cool. Feyre has picked out a good spot for them to train and tells Rhys to keep his distance because she doesn't want to accidentally light him on fire or anything, and she can feel Rhys's stare devouring her. Maybe that's through the bond, though. He wants her bad. God, she's so fucking dumb.
Whew.
Rhys is messing with her more through the bond, like riling her up. And there's a stream nearby. It's really windy, so Feyre can't hear anything. So she doesn't realize she's surrounded until it's too late. Someone says her name. She whirls with an arrow nocked to see 4 Spring Court sentinels and Lucian.
All right. Feyre is trying to come up with the best way to escape when Lucian tells her he's been looking for her for the last 2 months. She's like, cool, don't care. How did you find me? Someone tipped the spring court off where they would be, and Lucian caught her scent in the wind. More? Who left very early that morning?
This is my thing.
I know.
SJM
Sorry.
She does not sprinkle crumbs or give you information in a book lightly.
No.
You know
it's all
stuff's
intentional.
Gonna come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's intentional. Yes. Lucian tries to take a step toward her, but she retreats every time. She doesn't want him to be able to touch her and winnow them away before Rhys can get to her. Lucian tries to convince her to come with him, but she firmly tells him no. Just remember, Rhys is not using his magic because he's getting tracked. So he can't winnow to her either to try to like speed things along right now either. So Lucian says to her, Feyre, let's go home. Feyre responds back, that stopped being my home the day you let him lock me up inside of it.
There, right there. Why do you feel like a traitor still? What are you talking about?
Wouldn't you be like, okay. Ugh, don't get it. Lucian
I'm a traitor, but I never want to go back there. Like,
is it emotional treachery? Is that what she's... I don't understand.
I like literally, I can't understand. I don't know.
Lucian admits that it was a mistake and tries to apologize, but it's too little, too late.
And again, why can Tamlin only communicate through Lucian? Lucian's apologizing for Tamlin right now.
I know.
Not like, sorry, your time at the Spring Court was bad. He's like, Tamlin's really sorry. What?
And if he's just trying to convince her to go so that Tamlin can give her his whole speech, that's one thing.
No, but it's how it always
but
is.
Nothing. Yes, there's been no communication between them. So there wasn't even maybe there was a letter back and we just never were privy to it of Tamlin being like, are you sure? Like blink twice if you're not okay or something. I don't know.
Right.
But
he was like, this is clearly written by not Feyre. I'm just ripping this up, throwing it away.
So Feyre raises her bow and points it at Lucian. He finally starts to get the picture that she does not want to come with him. He starts to kind of beg her. He's like, you don't understand the mess that we're in. Oh, yes, let's bring her back against her will because Tamlin fucked up and he's a raging lunatic. Let's just forget about all of her wants and needs. Like, she's telling you no.
Right.
Listen to her.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Like, let me just put myself back in this horrible, scary situation I'll have no control over. Sign me up. I'm going to come fix it. Like,
just as Lucian goes to touch her, she's able to winnow behind him in the Sentinels, with Rhys also appearing at her side, nonchalant as can be. No weapons or wings in sight, just his fancy black clothes. Swoon.
Yay! I was like, he caught up.
Yeah. Come on, Lucian. Hasn't your mother taught you that no means no? See, Rhys said the same thing I did. Then Lucian calls Rhys a whoring prick, and that sets Feyre off, and she growls at Lucian. His mind is blown. He's like, oh my God, Feyre, what has happened to you? You're not the same simpering, quiet Feyre I remember. No, this is Feyre 2.0, and she doesn't want you looking for her ever again. But Tamlin wants her to come home, and he won't stop until she's there. Lucian is concerned that Rhys did something to Feyre's mind, but she tells him no. It's what Tamlin did to her is why she doesn't want to go back.
And I'm sure Lucian will feed Tamlin a narrative after this, which is annoying to think about, right? Like, clearly something was wrong with her, Tamlin. I couldn't get her to come back with me. Also, that's really nice that Tamlin's sad and upset, but again, ever heard of consent? Like, in fact, someone not listening to your refusal resulted in a curse. So maybe don't make someone date you who doesn't like you. Tamarantha.
Yeah. Don't
like,
force
what?
it. It's so weird. And I can but then it's
super weird.
just that whole thing with Rhys, does he think that no one ever trusts him because of the mind powers that he can wield? I don't know that it's totally outside of the scope for them to think that maybe he's controlling her in some way.
Right.
But it's a
And I mean, they
bummer
still only know Rhys as super evil, scary
yes.
Rhys.
Yes.
In their minds, why would Feyre ever, she's being hurt by him and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Lucien begins pleading again, telling her that she shouldn't give up on Tamlin. Excuse me? Give up? Lucien gave up on Feyre. He always picked Tamlin's side.
Leonardo DiCaprio slow clap right here.
Yeah.
Aggressive slow clap.
And Lucien again tries to argue how important it was to show unity and stability, but Feyre tells him that he was too afraid of Tamlin to truly do anything about what was happening to her. He was supposed to be her friend, and he let her down, even when she begged him for help and to get out of the manor. What, the night court is so much better? She says to Lucien, when you spend so much time trapped in darkness, Lucien, you find that the darkness begins to stare back. Feyre can feel Illyrian wings peeking out from behind her shoulders.
Yes, fuck me up, Feyre. Become
Shape-shifting!
evil.
Rhys sends his approval of the statement down the bond. She tells Lucien to deliver the message to Tamlin that if he sends anyone else looking for her, she'll show him exactly what the darkness had taught her. And I'm like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Woo-hoo. That's right, Feyre.
Yes,
you freaking
seriously.
tell him.
Yes,
Yeah.
tell them. And no more traitor talk. She's like, the human girl you knew died under the mountain. I have no interest in spending immortality as a High Lord's pet. Go off, queens. Yeah, slay.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
Okay, and then remember that you just said this.
Yes.
The next time you feel bad for whatever reason. This is what it's just so different.
Yes.
And
in her standing up for herself and talking like this, I hope that Lucien is seeing that these instances is not a mind power thing. This is Feyre being very genuinely honest about her experiences with Tamlin and why she doesn't want to go back. I hope that there's something where, like you said, I know that he's going to give Tamlin some type of altered or, perceived interaction that this was, but really, hopefully he's like, oh no, she's making legitimate points and she called me out on shit that I should have.
Yeah, freaking right.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to be like, oh, Feyre, you don't understand. She just doesn't get it. She's been fed all these lies, blah, blah, blah.
I know. So Lucien and the Sentials, they winnow away, but Lucien's last words to Rhys were that he and the rest of his court are dead.
Whatever, get in line.
Rhys is admiring Feyre's wings. Shape-shifting? Yes, she figured it out on the fly, apparently. Rhys
always.
I know. Rhys magically changes back to his fighting leathers and scoops her up and takes her elsewhere and asks if she's all right. She says to him, the fact that it was so easy, that I feel so little, upsets me more than the encounter itself.
Of course it does. And here she finally says it. Perhaps that had been my problem all along. I was guilty that I didn't feel awful, not truly, not for wanting him. So, this whole time, she's just been trying to convince herself and pissing us off.
Yes. She's like, I should feel these things, but she doesn't.
Right.
You're 100% right. At least now we're seeing that she's making these connections in her head. Yeah. However, Rhys and Feyre both agree that they're disappointed that Lucien did not do more for her when he could have. Rhys takes them to a nearby inn, and although this is a remote area, Rhys adjusts his clothing to somewhat cover his face, and he kind of slumps his posture so that he is not recognized. There's only one room left in the inn, and it's what was once the attic. Feyre is exhausted and drained from training in the cold rain and couldn't care less about their accommodations. But there's only one bed.
All Cammy's dreams.
It's my favorite trope. The one bed, one horse, however you want to look at it. It's my favorite. Love it.
Yeah.
Rhys says that he tried to get a room with two, but obviously he could not.
Yeah, so funny. Sure you did.
Yeah. There's some concern that they're being tracked by Rhys's magic use, so Feyre says they're going to have to find other ways to keep themselves warm. I mean, by sharing body heat, of course, not in more fun ways. What could you possibly mean by that?
And he says, I'll keep my hands to myself. Stop it.
Feyre is noticing how difficult it is for Rhys to maneuver in this cramped attic. She couldn't help but notice how strong and powerful he is. He loves Feyre looking at him. He says, "You're looking at me like my power isn't something to run from, like you see me." Just stop it. Oh, gosh. She's flustered. So she tells Rhys that she's hungry, and he goes down to get them food while she changes. Relieved to be out of her soggy clothes, she starts thinking about how she couldn't believe Tamlin was still looking for her after her convincing letter. Hard eye roll. That was the most.
Right. Also, Feyre, if you think you're such a traitor, why wouldn't Tamlin still be looking for you?
Right. But also, she was very disturbed by how ready Lucian was to take her against her will. That was not good. Messed up.
Right. I feel like Tamlin's one of those guys you have to shoot down brutally. And again, she also very succinctly, right here, sums up all of Tamlin's transgressions against her. Oh, you're eloquent now? But yeah, spot on. Glad you're not thinking about the money he gave you or whatever. Like, she's actually like, hey, all this stuff was bad. But I know it's not going to stop her.
Right. She compares this behavior to her friends that she's made in the Night Court, and she's confident that Cassian and Azriel would never have let Rhys get away with that type of behavior.
Mm-hmm.
She already feels more comfortable and more safe with
Right.
them than she did with
Lucian's
even.
under Tamlin's thumb for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's how Tamlin rules, though, too.
That's true. It's true. We've already talked about this, but Feyre is thinking about just how broken her and Tamlin were after the mountain, and they're essentially no longer what the other originally fell in love with. Rhys returns with their food and wine, and Feyre makes a point of not looking at him while he also changes out of his wet clothes. And Feyre asks how he gets shirts around his wings. He's like, well, like clasps and buttons, but if he was using his magic, he would just, sew it around the wings. Because he's still not using his magic right now because they're being tracked. They have a small discussion about magical buildup and the need to release it.
Bet there's something else you need to release every once in a while, too. Ayo!
And how Amren helped him learn to control his vast power. And Feyre starts to think about how useless she is compared to the inner circle. Why? Why do you think you're useless?
My God.
Where is this coming from? You're 30 seconds into your new Fae life. Just stop it. Oh my God.
Seriously. You've existed for like 2 seconds. My note here was like, why can't you let me just enjoy things? I was having a perfectly nice time. You're talking to Rhys about stuff. It's getting cute. And she's like, I'm useless. Why are you the way that you are?
Rhys tells her nicely to stop thinking that way. And then Feyre asks if he thought that she would leave with Lucian. Rhys says that if Feyre had taken Lucian's hand, Rhys would have accepted it. Rhys, you are too good for this world. I simply cannot. Oh my God.
Like, Rhys. Yeah, that would have been so sad for him.
Yeah. I know. I would have felt bad for Rhys. And then I would have thrown the book because I would have been like, Feyre, what are you doing?
Feyre needs to die.
But Rhys says that if Lucian had grabbed her and forced her against her will to leave, then I would have torn the world apart to get you back.
Yes, burn it down.
And Feyre tells him that she would have shot her arrow at Lucian if he had tried to hurt Rhys. We're getting some close to some real feelings here. I can smell it. It's in the air. It's going to be so good. Mm-hmm. So they decide that they want to swap a truth for a truth. I'm thinking, he said, following the flick of my tongue over my bottom lip, that I look at you and I feel like I'm dying, like I can't breathe. I'm thinking that I want you so badly I can't concentrate half the time that I'm around you. And this room is too small for me to properly bed you, especially with my wings.
That part.
Feyre responds and says, I'm thinking I'm thinking that I can't stop thinking about you and that it's been that way for a long while, even before I left the spring court. And maybe that makes me a traitorous, lying piece of trash, but it doesn't, he says.
I will fucking kill you.
But it did, Feyre thinks. I wanted to see Rhys during those weeks between visits, and I hadn't cared when Tamlin had stopped visiting my bedroom. Tamlin had given up on me, but I'd also given up on him. And I was a lying piece of trash for it. Damn it. It was so good. And then she went there and it just... Feyre.
Seriously. But I'm also like, of course you like Rhys more and stop caring about Tamlin. Your life was hell at the spring court.
It was.
I literally can no longer...
And you were happy and you were eating food and you were sleeping and not
you
throwing
felt
up every night.
Safe, right, and like not trapped. You know, like why couldn't Tamlin turn a fucking light on for you? How about that? This point too, I was like, Rhys should actually be a little concerned. Like, hey, if we ever do get together and you stop liking me, you can just break up with me, and that doesn't make you a traitor or a liar. So, and like it just makes no sense. That's the thing we've talked about it before. I just don't it feels like a non sequitur almost when she's just like, blee, blee, blee. Oh, I'm a traitor. Like, what? Where did that come from? What are you talking about?
Just stop. Stop it. Oh, okay. Feyre might be kind of embarrassed about her admission, and she's like, oh, let's just go to sleep. But there is tension, and she is shaking from the cold because her hair is wet, and Rhys makes her his little spoon and cocoons them in his wings. And Feyre starts touching his wings again. She's doing research, people, okay, about those wings. And she tells him she wasn't aware that Illyrians were such sensitive babies. They're just doing nothing, though, but working each other up. And
yeah. Also, you don't actually care about being a lying, traitorous sack shit. I had that last part. But because literally 2 seconds later, you're already feeling Rhys up and instigating shit. Like, I'm a lying traitor. Blah, blah, blah. Let me touch your wings that I know are like related to sexual whatever. Like, you're only trying to convince yourself we all hate it. Please stop. For the love of God.
But Rhys wants to know, what does Feyre really want? She wants a distraction. She wants fun. She says this to him. Rhys tenses, and she wonders if he didn't catch that as a lie from her. My God, Feyre, how freaking dumb are you? If it was a lie, why did you say it in the first place? I don't.
Right. Yeah, of course he thinks that. Didn't you just call him out for being like, when you were fighting, being like, yeah, of course no one wants to stick around for that, Rhys. And you just were telling him that you still feel guilty about liking him at the spring court. Also, why lie? I hate you.
I am seriously too embarrassed to tell you all of the raunchy details of this one bed trope that gets to second base. But it's chapter 48 of A Court of Mist and Fury for your reference. But the major takeaway here is Rhys only did fun things to Feyre. There was no reciprocating, because when he gives Feyre the chance to lick him, he needs to be alone and far away from everyone, because his roar will bring down a mountain. And when he licks Feyre, he wants to spread her out on a table like his own personal feast.
I hated it. Okay. That happened at the end. Thank God.
I know.
This was hot, except the last line about bringing down a mountain. That did give me the ick. But then when he's talking about spreading Feyre out on the table, it helped me slightly recover a little bit. But also poor sweet baby Rhys. He was so happy he got to touch Feyre. He's been wanting to do that for so long. And let's just all ignore how creepily old he is compared to her, but whatever. Also, there were things she shut out thoughts about, the things he said to her, like, quote, I can't breathe when I look at you because I was jealous and pissed off. She's mine. Like, why avoid these thoughts and not your stupid, intrusive thoughts about Tamlin? Also, oh my God, he licks his fingers, which is one of my favorite microtropes of all time. But also, we don't have to include me saying that. I just wanted to tell you that.
I know.
I don't know. We could leave
It's
it.
like one of those little ones where you're just like,
It happens every time. And every time I'm like,
okay. Yes.
woo! Okay.
Ooh, whew. So Feyre wakes up warm and snuggly in her resand wing bubble.
She's like, oh, I didn't have a nightmare. Maybe it was all these other factors that are going on, like training and blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's because you were cuddling.
Oh, we cannot see what's right in front of our face at all.
No.
Oh. But the tension is good. So I'll just, yeah. So when Rhys wakes, she asks why he really made the original bargain with her. He confirms it really was to make a statement to Amarantha to piss Tamlin off, but still keep her alive in a way that didn't seem merciful. He still was having to have that mask.
Right.
He would do anything for his people, for Valaris, for his family. Yes, Feyre was a pawn, and that kind of puts a bucket of cold water on her. And she wonders if it would have been easier to pretend nothing happened the night before. And I'm like, why does the fact that a year ago Rhys had ulterior motives in helping Feyre mean anything as to what's happening right now between them? You are sure fixating and overanalyzing the absolute wrong things in this conversation.
Yeah.
Oh,
seriously.
my God.
Right. It's like, blah, blah, blah. Crimea River. Also, you just told him you want a fun distraction. So maybe he's not being 100% truthful when he's telling you why he did that. But this emo-ness felt more acceptable to me for whatever reason. I think I'm just like, finally things are happening. I think we're moving forward.
Let's just keep it rolling, right?
And she's being emo about Rhys for once. I think that helped too.
Yes.
I was like, okay, sure.
Mm-hmm. We can
right. I can get on board with this. Yeah.
So Rhys and Feyre fly around and search for another place to do their training. It seems like they're on the words on the tip of Rhys's tongue the entire time, but neither of them bring up the night before. It's cold and raining and the sun is beginning to set. Feyre might be a little bit concerned about the creatures that might be out and about in the forest of this time of day. She just kind of has like a thought like, wonder what could be out there right now. Rhys, however, is still looking contemplative, and as they're flying at the end of the day, Feyre asks him what he's thinking about, and he says that he has one more story to tell her. But before he can do so, Rhys roars in pain, and Feyre can feel the pain through their bond. Yes, that same bargain bond is what she's feeling this immense pain through.
She's so dumb. Also, right before the pain happens, Feyre tries to convince Rhys to keep talking. And she says, I don't walk away, not from you.
But you have. So
maybe she's changing.
She's trying to turn it. Yep, turning a new leaf.
But also, right, and then like you're saying that to him. If you say you're a traitor to Tamlin one more fucking time after that,
I know.
What are we doing?
No,
it doesn't. Yeah.
But Rhys roars in pain and they are falling through the trees. He is just screaming over and over, and arrows have pierced through his wings. Feyre can see a greenish sheen on the tips of the arrows and believes that they have been poisoned. All of a sudden, he pushes her and launches her as hard as he can, like away from himself, to try to get her to safety. She lands in a tree and she uses her wind magic that she has been practicing to try to soften the blow as she's falling through the branches. But the wind cushion she tries to create is hard as a rock and it knocks the wind out of her. This just made me laugh. I just had this vision of her like falling and then just like hitting an invisible barrier midair and be like, oof. Like,
right. No matter what, immediate arrest to your momentum is gonna hurt.
Yes. She doesn't trust her air shield to hold for long, so she jumps onto the nearest branch and shimmies down the tree. She cannot hear or see Rhys anywhere. She starts trying to yell for him down the bond, urging him to say something so that she can try to track him that way. She hears a roar somewhere else in the forest but not of Rhys. It's definitely some type of wild creature.
Mhm.
And she thinks about all the beasts that are probably come out at night. So now she has like two foes in the forest against her. She knocks an arrow to be ready and starts winnowing in short increments through the trees. She can hear a beast trying to chase her, but she's always able to winnow just out of reach, and she never looks back. So we don't know ever what it was that was chasing her.
Mhm.
She arrives back to where they had originally started to fall and is able to somewhat track where they had gone. The first clue were some ash arrows embedded in the trees, and she continues to follow these until she finds where Rhys must have crashed onto the forest floor. She takes every arrow that she's able to find and starts to feel guilty that maybe the night before had distracted Rhys, so he was unaware of the ambush and danger. Whatever took him was stalking them. She can tell that at least a dozen Fae or people or beings, whatever, had taken him, and she goes to start following the path. She can also still smell herself on him from the night before. They did not bathe before they had left the inn that morning. Sorry, this is a serious part, but this part made me laugh a little bit. Um,
It's just from cuddling. That's the
and
sense.
yeah, sure. Uh, so they didn't bathe before they had left the inn that morning, so her scent is all over Rhys. However, she claims that she would know his scent anywhere and would be able to follow him no matter what. I wonder why you feel this way, Feyre. And just a quick note, Tamlin's scent is never brought up. We don't ever get a scent profile on old Tamlin.
Scent profile.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's because of this that she's able to continue to track when the group presumably split up to try to knock her off track, and she follows the path towards the mountains based on Rhys and hers sense. She knows that Rhys received an enormous amount of damage, and if he did not survive, whoever had done this to him will be paid back in kind. She's like amping herself up. She's getting all badass. She's like ready to kick some ass. Like she's finally that whole fight or flight response that we've been pissed off that she's been freezing in, like in these danger situations, she's finally ready to like go and kick butt. And I'm so proud of her for that. So
Be evil.
Mhm.
Yes.
She follows their sense to a cave and hears a whip crack. She forms makeshift daggers out of the arrows that she's collected and goes and starts killing the Fae that had taken Rhys. She uses those ash arrows with the poisoned tip to slit their throats, and she is so quick with her winnowing that she just like stops in front of one, kills them, and then goes to the next before they can even figure out what's happening. So she kind of starts at the front of the cave and kind of makes her way back towards where Rhys is being held. She comments that killing these Fae feels much different from those under the mountain. These ones deserved it for what they did to Rhys. They are not innocent. Thank
Yes.
you.
Evil become evil and ruthless. This is also the first time she's ever associated killing with like being okay with it. She
Mhm.
even multiple times I don't know if it was only in book 1 or also earlier in this book too. She talks about even the first time she ever started hunting and killed a rabbit for the first time, how she, she's like, I'll never be, my soul was blah, 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 never be the same again. And I'm just like, what, were you a vegetarian before? Like you have to hunt to
Mhm.
eat, like so she's just like very against killing
Mhm.
anything,
Right.
which I mean, I shouldn't say it like that's a bad thing, but
Right.
but this is like very different.
Yes, it's like this is not an all scenario type of thing. We're
Mhm.
hunting for food and nourishment and life, and this is to save
Right.
your
Enact
friend.
revenge. Yeah.
Save your
good friend.
good friend,
Super good
Rhys.
friend.
hmm Once she has killed all of the Fae holding Rhys captive, she goes to get him down. He's hung up on the wall by these strange glowing blue chains, and his back is ripped to shreds from the whip. She notes that these chains feel wrong and doesn't like having to touch them to get Rhys out. The poisoned ash arrows are still sticking out of his wings, although it appears that they removed the ones that had struck the other parts of his body. Once she gets Rhys free, she tells him that they need to winnow away. He tells her that he doesn't have enough strength or power to do so. So she tries and is successful winnowing them. Obviously, not as far as Rhys had previously been able to do so, but she does remember a cave that they had passed earlier in the day. And after a few short bursts of winnows, they make it there. Feyre checks it out. Thankfully, it's safe and dry. So she sees if she can get Rhys safely inside for the rest of the night. She knows that the arrows need to come out of his wings, but looking at them, she realizes that she needs to saw them in half and take each end of the arrow out to avoid getting a splinter stuck in his wings because they're ash arrows. So they're going to do permanent damage. She can't just that's why they're so damaging to them. Rhys is clearly in a lot of pain, but he tells Feyre to just do it. She carefully but swiftly as she can starts to get the arrows out one by one. To distract Rhys, she starts telling him a little bit about her origins of painting and how Elaine had originally first bought her some paints when they had, at the very rare moment, had some leftover money available, and how she painted small little flowers on the table in the door frames of their house. And she goes on to tell Rhys about how she had painted each of the drawers on the dresser in the girls' bedroom. She starts to describe how she painted Elaine's drawer with flowers like peonies and roses. And this made me think that she was not painting like little kids stick figure flowers.
Like a daisy.
She must actually be able to paint and know what like different flower petals and stuff look like. So
yeah, she's probably good at it.
She is. She painted Nesta's drawer with flames because she always felt that there was a raging fire within Nesta. And then muses how she thinks that Nesta and Elaine would actually enjoy Valaris, even though Elaine would maybe cling to Azriel to keep her safe. She also thinks that Nesta and Amren would be fast friends. Feyre's own drawer was painted like the night sky.
I mean, did we point that out in episode 1 or whatever?
Of book 1? Yes. This gets Rhys's attention. Feyre says, this is a long quote, "I wonder if some part of me knew what was waiting for me, that I would never be a gentle grower of things or someone who burned like fire, but that I would be quiet and enduring and as faceted as the night, that I would have beauty for those who knew where to look. And if people didn't bother to look, but to only fear it, then I didn't particularly care for them anyway. I wonder if, even in my despair and hopelessness, I was never truly alone. I wonder if I was looking for this place, looking for you all." Whew. Just so sweet. Okay. So Rhys, he's got poisoned ash arrows in him and he's kind of groggy and he's like, "Oh, it's Feyre, you saved me." And she's like, "Shush, it's okay. Don't worry about that now." And he does tell her that it was an ambush of Hybern soldiers with those ancient chains to nullify his powers. So Hybern has infiltrated Prythian already. Yeah. Feyre tells him to rest, and before he falls asleep, he tells Feyre that he was looking for her too.
My God. Sweet baby Rhys.
No.
Also, what a contrast for Feyre, rescuing Rhys versus rescuing Tamlin. Such different experiences. I mean, with Tamlin under the mountain, she was terrified, weak, had absolutely no skills, and literally was unable to do it on her own. And now with Rhys, she's powerful, confident. She did everything by herself, and Rhys was the one. He was the one who helped her hone the skills to even be able to rescue him in the first place.
It's just,
and I guess Cassian too, but
I know, but just so, I mean,
night and day.
Yes. And how good must it have felt? I mean, just what a turning point for her to save him and not really have like a negative consequence for doing so.
Right.
Or, you know, or
she wasn't afraid.
Guilt.
She wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah. No guilt associated with it. Yeah.
Yep.
Feyre barely slept, keeping watch over both of them the whole night. She heard creatures moving about in front of the cave, but they never entered. The next morning, Rhys seemed to have a fever, and his wounds were not healing, even after Feyre removed the poison arrows. It seems to still be affecting his ability to heal. When she tries to wake him up, he doesn't stir, and Feyre is in panic mode. They are so far from help, she doesn't know what to do to help him. So think back to book 1. What creature might she be able to ensnare and to enlist the help of? So she sets a trap by running water and places a mostly new cloak in the center. Remember Alice's advice last time around? After about 2 hours of waiting, she feels the forest around her go still and hears a crack and screech from where she had set the trap. She caught the Suriel again.
Right. Also, I mean, what the Suriel just like travels somebody puts a cloak down, and no matter where the
It's there.
Suriel is in Prythian, it's like, I'm gonna go find that.
Or was
Like,
it
what?
following Feyre?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, and this is
like, what
also
are the chances you catch the
yes.
same Suriel
Mhm.
up in the night court?
Yep.
Like literally the farthest you could get from the spring
From
court where
Spring
you
Court.
caught it the first time.
Or is it following her?
Yeah.
Is it on a secret side quest? I don't know.
Secret side.
So the Suriel was just as dementory as she remembered, and it greets her as Feyre Cursebreaker, and it tries to start a little convo about how much the world has changed, how much Feyre has changed since the last time they met. But Feyre does not have time for chit chat. She's like, "What poison was used in those arrows?" And the Suriel tells her it was bloodbane. When Feyre asks for the cure, the Suriel gives her the blandest answer in the world and says the cure is quote unquote in the forest. Thank you for that. When she tells when she tells the Suriel to stop playing games, it reveals that her blood has the gift of healing from the High Lord of Dawn. So give Rhys a few mouthfuls of her blood and he'll be cured. For all the Suriel wanted to chat, it seemed that it's done doing its idling and tells Feyre to hurry up and release them. It really just wanted a friend, and Feyre was kind of rude to it at the beginning. It was like, "Feyre, it's so wonderful to see you. You've changed so much. You're looking great." And she's just like, "Shut up and help me." Oh my God.
Right. Well, hey, he's dying. Right. I'm like, the Suriel seems cool, to be honest. And even though Feyre's always like saying it's scary, I'm like, it's never even tried to hurt you.
No, it seems pretty nice, all things considered. You trapped it twice.
Yeah.
I mean, it has a reason to
Right.
be a little salty
And
with
it
you.
answers all your fucking questions
No.
if you ask him the right way.
Mm-hmm. As Feyre is thanking the Suriel for information, the Suriel says, if you wish to speed your mate's healing, in addition to your blood, a pink flowered weed sprouts by the river. Make him chew it. Mate? I'm sorry, mate?
Suriel just casually dropping bombs out here.
And if I have not given the most obvious clues that that was the case from the very beginning.
Rhys is her mate, you guys! It's amazing!
Couldn't have picked a
Didn't
better
see that
one
coming.
at all. Maybe. The first time I read it. Major.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazed.
Yeah, it was exciting revelation.
And Feyre is just as floored as we are. She's like, oh my God, Rhys is my mate. She's like, she double checks the Suriel's meaning, but yep, they're mates. And Rhys has known for a while. She's in disbelief, but the Suriel says he is the most powerful High Lord to ever walk this earth. You are new. You are made of all 7 High Lords. Unlike anything, are you two not similar in that? Are you not matched in that way? Feyre doesn't want the Suriel to reveal anything else. She needs to get back to Rhys to heal him and to get some answers straight from the horse's mouth. Feyre finds the weed and stomps back to the cave where Rhys is at least half awake now. She is, for reasons beyond me, because Rhys is amazing.
Yeah.
In general.
I mean, obviously we know she's still struggling with whatever, but all your problems are solved now. Be happy, you big dum-dum.
You're not a traitor. She is not happy about what the Suriel revealed, and she rudely tells Rhys to chew on the plant. Not even a hello. How are you feeling? She is just so stuck on this. He promised he'd never lie and that he'd tell me things. And
right. Like, please calm down. How would you have reacted if he told you earlier? You literally would have like dropped dead on the spot. It would have been a disaster. You were not in the correct mental space to receive that information earlier.
Not at all. Not at all. She nicks a cut into her wrist and has him drink some of her blood. Rhys is so confused as to why she is so pissy, but Feyre cuts him off that he doesn't get to ask any questions about their current predicament. He just needs to answer them. How long have you known that we are mates? Rhys says, you ensnared the Suriel? Two questions. How did he know that was the way that she figured it out? She didn't say anything. Very odd. Number 2, Why is catching the Suriel so freaking hard for everyone besides Feyre?
Seriously, like, what are you guys doing wrong?
What are you guys doing? Idiots.
I know. I like, yeah, maybe the cereal just like lets itself get caught
Yeah.
or something, you know? I don't know.
Theories. I have theories. Why is the
Theories.
like you said, why is it? Because it was the same one. It says to her, it's since the last time I have seen you. It's the same one that she found in the spring court.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sus. But also it's so funny to me, like how nervous he is / was, and he's like, "Oh,
oh no."
Yeah.
So Rhys tells her he thought they could be mates when we stood on the balcony under the mountain. Right after we were freed, I felt it snap into place. I think when you were made, it heightened the smell of our bond. I looked at you and the strength of it hit me like a blow. So again, this is their last interaction in A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yeah.
Remember his eyes widening, a look of shock on his face, and his hasty exit during that encounter on the side of the mountain.
Yep. So weird.
So weird.
It was the bond snapping into place.
She wants to know if or when he was going to tell her, and he admits that he thought about it the day before, or whenever she finally noticed it was a different kind of bond between them, not just a bargain bond, or when they hopefully would end up in bed together. He's like, that's what I want, in case anybody. Right. Feyre is so blinded by being quote unquote lied to that she can't seem to make a rational thought happen at all. She's like, does the rest of the inner circle know? Yes, Mor and Amren know, and Cassian and Azriel suspect as well. Well, why didn't he tell her? Because she was in love with someone else and didn't feel like it was right to tell her. Rhys says, do you think that I didn't want to tell you? You think I liked hearing that you wanted me only for amusement and release? You think it didn't drive me out of my mind so completely that those bastards shot me out of the sky because I was too busy wondering if I should just tell you? Or wait, maybe take whatever pieces that you offered me and be happy with it, or that maybe I should let you go so you don't have a lifetime of assassins and high lords hunting you down for being with me. Rhys.
Yeah, like all super valid.
I know. Feyre is being super unfair. This is just my own summarization of this. And she's comparing Rhys to Tamlin again. And like how Tamlin always knew what was best for her or kept things for her to keep her safe, which is not what Rhys was doing. Feyre, do you think that maybe he was hoping that the bond would snap into place for you all on your own? He already has commented that you have a choice in things, and maybe he felt like informing you that your mates would have felt like you didn't have a choice.
Yes, exactly. Like, why? Or not telling her was helping her make her own choice. And then, like, why do you have to tell somebody that you're their mate? You'd almost feel like you're not supposed to, like, it's supposed to snap into place for both of you. He basically just didn't tell you he had a crush on you. That's like the equivalent of it. And like, you wouldn't want that to be right.
And,
like,
and unfortunately, like, she was not born Fae. She did not grow up with understanding maybe what that is described as or felt like by anybody else. No one has explained this to her. So this bond, we've been joking and making side eyes at each other this whole time because he keeps being like, the bond, I'm shouting down this bargain bond. That is not a freaking bargain bond. He was trying to help her get to that point, and maybe he wanted to see how things would progress between the two of them on their own, like if they were compatible outside of the mating bond. He's already talked about his parents were not compatible outside of their mating bond. And they didn't get to choose that for themselves. He also has very negative self-views. So even though he has said this previously as well, he doesn't think that anyone will willingly marry him or want to be in a relationship with him. Imagine feeling that way after over 500 years and all that he has gone through, and finally having a mating bond slap into place with someone who at the time is in love with someone else. You stupid, idiot, self-centered moron, Feyre. Oh my God.
Right. Yeah. I think too, like I think she's more embarrassed that she didn't realize. Like
Mhm.
like again, she would not have been able to deal with this information, but like I don't know if she says it now or later, but she's like, I burned with embarrassment or whatever. Like the fact that more knew and that everyone else
Right.
suspected. Like I think she's just more upset that like she's dumb and didn't realize it.
Right. It's
She's
almost
embarrassed and she's like lashing out about that.
mhm. It's like an
Um,
incompetence thing. Like, it's because she doesn't understand how to
yeah.
be Fae. So it's you're right. It is probably like
Yeah.
an embarrassment. It's a knee-jerk reaction to feeling
Right,
that
right.
way, like having to be told that that's what
Yeah,
that
and I
is.
still don't understand what the point of him telling her would have been, right? Like, "You should have told me, so you could do what?
Right.
So you
So
could
you
do
could
what?"
so you could be more conflicted, potentially, or would you have believed
Right, or,
him?
like, deny it or
Yes.
yeah, being like, "Ugh, what?" And, like, fight it harder or I
Yeah,
would want somebody to like me organically and not, like,
exactly.
decide they're gonna like me because we have a mating bond or
Because
whatever.
we have to, like, it's this
Right.
whole choice thing. I think he really wanted to make sure that the choice was still there for her.
Yeah, it
Um,
seems like perfectly, yeah, reasonable to not tell her.
yeah. So she still is refusing to have any emotional intelligence, and she demands that he takes her back to the Illyrian war camp. Uh,
Mm.
Rhys is visibly pained and upset by this, but Feyre doesn't care.
It says he was panting in great rattling gulps. Poor
Oh
he's, like, starting
my.
to freak out.
He's having like a panic attack because his mate is
Yeah,
basically
right, he thinks
denying
that
him.
she's gonna yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, why do you like her?
I know. Her heart, quote unquote, hurts from this and realizes it hurts because he had been healing her heart in these last months, and now she feels betrayed by him. Weak as he still is, he winnows them to the Illyrian camp. Feyre, if I could fucking punch you, I would.
I'll hold her arms
This
down.
sounds like a great, you know what? If I would have been in your shoes, I would have been like, oh, praise
Uh,
the cauldron. Okay. I am
right,
so
right, right,
happy.
right. Like, yes!
Yeah. Not only when you first saw him, he was the most attractive
Oh, yeah,
male
she said
you've
the
ever
most
seen. And now he's
yep.
shown you all of these wonderful, amazing sides of himself, and you're mad at him because he didn't tell you. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Right. It's like all this time, you like me and
Mhm.
I like you. And now
It's
we can just be happy. Instead, I'm gonna be a little bitch about it.
When they arrive at the freezing camp, Feyre leaves weak Rhys splattered in the mud and asks Moore to take her somewhere far away. She's cold and hollow and blah blah blah. Get the fuck over it. You are such a I'm sorry. I can't even hold myself back. I was so
Yeah.
mad at her. I'm mates with the
Yeah.
super powerful High Lord who has been so kind to me and taught me to read and fight and use all these new powers that I know nothing about, but I'm going to throw a tantrum because he didn't tell me the second it happened.
Right. Yeah. Again, so
Feyre.
you could do what with that information? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I
Um, yeah, again, he just didn't tell you he had a little crushy crush on
yeah.
you. And like, oh no, he likes me. Sorry, person who hated me earlier that I didn't tell you I liked you. What?
No sense.
Like you hated him. Okay,
Ah.
whatever. We don't.
Moore
We're
takes
right. Feyre's wrong.
Yep, she's a dummy. Moore takes Feyre to a little cabin high in the mountains. It's in their family and it's warded, so no one can winnow in unless express permission by the family. So Feyre's like, what? I can come and go here now because we're mates? Did he tell you? Moore asks back, and Feyre tells her, no, the Suriel did when I went to find answers on how to heal him. Feyre does assure Moore that Rhys is going to be fine. She healed him with her blood or whatever, but she's still pissed off and doesn't want to talk to him anymore. The house is magically set up to provide her with anything she needs. She doesn't even need to use magic to keep it warm or keep the fire lit. She doesn't need chop firewood. She doesn't need to, go find food. Moore tells Feyre, Rhys wanted to tell you, and it killed him not to. But I've never seen him so happy as he is when he's with you. And I don't think that that has anything to do with you being his mate. My God, everyone can see it but you dummy. But Feyre doesn't care. Yeah, she literally tells Moore she does not care about Rhys's
Yeah.
feelings on this. And so Moore kind of lets her be and tells her that she'll be back in 3 days to check on her.
Ugh. I mean, I know this is a huge bomb. This is crazy information to learn. But be happy. Like this literally solves all of your problems, all of your made up problems.
I know you left the spring court to be with your mate.
Mm-hmm.
That's oh gosh.
Well, that's the end of part 2. We did it. We made it.
So if you have listened to any of our prior episodes, you all know that Rhys is my number 1 book boyfriend. But that doesn't mean I have to like Feyre, and I'm just throwing that out there. I don't have to like her reaction to this at all.
This very painful. Like I really missed in the second half of part 2, I missed like depressed Feyre that felt bad about what she did under the mountain.
Because she's not feeling bad about
like, could we bring that back?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
No, me neither. But
but hey, I think things are gonna look up in part 3. Nothing bad's gonna happen in part 3.
Except for the last 100 pages of every SJM book that ever happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I know. In true SJM fashion, shit is about to go down. But anyway.
Yes. But some good stuff is getting ready to happen too. That I'm so excited for. So.
No, part 3 is fun. Part 3 is fun. It's called The House of Mist, and it'll be 2 more episodes because we are pacing ourselves.
Yes.
Turns out summarizing chapters in a book is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Takes a long time.
when they're this detailed. So it takes a long time. Yeah. So,
but
well, thank you, everybody.
My favorite thing to do.
No, it's so fun. Let's just talk about books. That's all I want to do. Talk about books.
Yes. Okay. Well, thanks for listening, and stay tuned for part 3 to figure out how Feyre deals with all of her problems being solved. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She's gonna fight it.
Well, thanks everyone.
Ta-ta for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.